You're listening to the Future Tech Podcast with Richard Jacobs. Future technologies such as artificial intelligence, stem cells, 3D printing, gene editing, Bitcoin, blockchain, the microbiome, quantum computing, virtual reality, and exploring space are much closer than you might think. In fact, many early versions of these technologies are in play right now, and the companies that are using these technologies are the focus of this podcast. My goal for you, the listener, is to learn from these podcasts. You may very well learn something that may change the course of your life for the better, steer you towards a new career, or give you insight into addressing a thorny medical problem. Remember, this podcast and its content is informational in nature only. No medical, tax, legal, financial, or psychological advice is being given. If you've enjoyed the podcast, please listen, subscribe, like, and tell your friends about it. Thank you.
All right, everyone, we've got Richard Jacobs on here today, and we are going to talk about his sleep pillow and kind of sleep and how it affects fitness.
All right. How you doing,
All right.
guys?
How's it going?
Hey, Richard. How are you, bud?
Good.
So could you tell us, just to get started, a little bit about your device and just elaborate further on it?
Yeah, I'm not the skinniest guy on the planet, and I'm also getting a bit older. I'm 44, and I've had sleeping problems for a long time. Like apnea, snoring, just not sleeping well, that kind of thing. And I got tired of it, and I was talking to my wife last October. We were laying in bed, and I was complaining to her that my pillow is getting soft again. And she said, "Oh, I'll take your pillow." And I said, "You have like 20 pillows in the past 2 years. What do you need mine for?" And she said, "Well, maybe it'll work better for me." And I said to her, "Why don't they make a pillow that's customized to the person?" Because, whenever I go to the store or Amazon, there's king, queen, hard, soft, firm, whatever. I don't know if it's going to work for me, and they don't last long, and I'm just tired of it. And she says, "Well, you've always got ideas. Go do something about it then." So I said, "Okay, I will." So I decided to create a company that, creates a customized, custom-tailored pillow. So that's really how the idea started. And then how it's done is I wanted to make it really easy, and I wanted to make it truly custom for people. So what we do is we have someone take a picture of the person that wants the pillow, and then I use a machine vision AI algorithm that extracts measurements from the person. How long is their face? How tall is their head? How wide are their shoulders, etc. And that way we can create a custom-tailored, custom thickness sleeping pillow for the person, if they're a side sleeper or a back sleeper. So that's like the overall sketch of the idea.
That's really cool. And so,
that sounds amazing.
Do you are you looking at different materials, or you use the same material?
Well, what I see in the market is people are using like different materials. This one's breathable. This one's hypoallergenic. This one's this, that, and the other. And then there's other companies that are like, we're putting AI in the pillow where it monitors your sleep and it tells you to do this, that, and the other. And we're putting electronics in the pillow. This is actually a mechanical solution. And the reason why it works is listeners and you guys, tilt your head to the side and then put a little bit of weight on it. Just imagine it, because your head weighs about 10 pounds, right? So tilt your head to the side, put weight on it, and sit like that for 8 hours. What do you think is going to happen to you? Your neck's going to be all messed up, your back, your shoulder, everything. So when you sleep, if your pillow is not high enough, or if it's too high, your neck's not in alignment. And again, there's weight on you because of your head, and you're laying like that for 8 hours or 6 hours or 9 hours. So it's no surprise that millions of people wake up with neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain. It takes them hours to fall asleep. Some people, they wake up 10 times during the night and flip-flop over. People snore because if you think about your windpipe, it's just like a garden hose. What happens when you kink a garden hose? It goes and it spurts out, So that's what happens with snoring. Your windpipe gets a little bit kinked because of your head position, your body position, and if you're overweight and all that, and you start to snore because you're trying to breathe. And if it gets real bad, you get apnea, and your throat literally closes up while you sleep, and you gasp for air. So this is a mechanical solution. If I can know your body measurement and make you a pillow that keeps your neck aligned all night long, well, it reduces snoring. It sometimes impacts apnea. It certainly helps neck, back, and shoulder pain. And if you lay on it and I've got it right, you go, this is pretty good. And you fall asleep faster and you stay asleep longer. So simple solution, but it hasn't been out there till now.
Did you ever get to the point where you had to use like a CPAP or anything?
I didn't. Luckily, I got cancer a few years ago, and I woke up and I was like, all right, well, I really need to like take care of my health with the quickness. So I changed my diet and lost like 50 pounds and, did a lot of other things. And luckily everything seems to be good, but that helped a lot. So I sleep on my sides, but that seems to have gotten rid of the apnea. And my wife said I don't snore anymore, and especially with the pillow and everything. So that's what worked for me.
That's pretty cool. So do you is there like a guarantee on the pillow, or like can you make modifications to the pillow after the first run?
Yeah, well, the nice thing is the pillows, even after you get it, we designed it so that it's really easy to take out or add in filler. We sell it with like an extra filler pack. So what I noticed is like almost any pillow tends to flatten out after a few months. You're laying on it. Your head weighs again about 10 pounds, so it's squishing and squishing and squishing the pillow. So we again extra booster filler pack. So you could always add a little bit to keep it in good shape. Or if you get it and maybe it's a little bit too thick, you take out a little bit. So we have guidelines on that. So these pillows last a lot longer than normal pillows. And there's also design elements that make the pillow, which I can go into if you want, but that make it last a lot longer. I had pictures taken of like literally 100 test subjects, and I looked at how they sleep and how they lay on their sides and backs and everything. And we went through like 20, 30 iterations of the design. And I filed patents on all this stuff, the AI picture taking and the design itself, to get it right. But now we've got it right, and we're getting great feedback. But regardless, we're offering a lifetime guarantee in the pillow anyway. If you use it and it's no good and we can't fix it for you, then if you want to give up, we'll give you the money back. No problem. But we've almost never had that, which is great.
Chuck will need that extra filler because he's got a big head.
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome. I mean, I think of it like a suit. Just about every suit that I wear, because I'm kind of like shaped like a barrel. I have to have tailored to me, just to even fit right and feel comfortable. So, I mean, and I'm also very picky about my pillows. I'm kind of known to pack my pillows in my suitcase, just to travel with, because that's the one thing that definitely makes a difference in my quality of sleep. So, I definitely see a great value in your product. Can you tell us where people could find your pillows?
Yeah, it's the website is goodnightssleepproject.com. So leave off the, but it's goodnightssleepproject.com, and nights is plural.
Okay.
And that's the whole goal of it. Again, is everyone's got 7 nights a week to sleep. If you're sleeping well 2 nights a week, I want to get you to 3 or 4 nights a week. I may not get you 7, but I want you to feel better as much as you can, and wake up feeling good.
Going back to what we were talking about on your podcast, have you had anybody that uses smartwatch tracking, or have you done any sleep studies to kind of show that their sleep has improved?
Yeah, I've gotten plenty of testimonials, from chiropractors, sleep professionals, customers, and all that. And then we're talking to a couple of universities, because I'm trying to do exactly that. I want to get a sleep study done where we give 100 people the pillow, and then give them a regular pillow after that, and then another group where we give them a regular pillow. We give them our pillow, and then we give them a regular pillow after that, and switch it up. So that's in progress. It just takes time and money and effort to get like a formal study like that.
Oh yeah, we know. We definitely know that one. So just going over it, because we need to kind of tie this into fitness a little bit. Did you experience any weight loss from getting better sleep? You said you lost 50 pounds, right?
Yeah, I think a lot of it was diet.
Okay.
Studies do say that if you don't sleep well and you have apnea and things like that, it leads to weight gain. So right. I'm sure that contributed over the years to my weight gain, but I don't think it was just the sleep that made me lose weight. I think it was a combination of a lot of things. But, what I can tell you, and I think everyone knows this, there's been times in your life where you slept really well and you woke up and felt great. And there's times where you slept like crap and you woke up and you're like, ugh, and you didn't feel good all day and you just wanted to go back to sleep. And, what I've learned, it's funny about fitness, working out and sleeping and all this stuff. When you feel good, all the relationships in your life are better. And when you don't feel good, you're short with people, you yell at your wife, you yell at your kids, you can mess up business deals. I mean, you yell at your clients or you're just short with them. So working out, a real big reason to do it and a real big reason to sleep well is that you feel good. Because the better you feel good, again, all your relationships will improve because you won't be a jerk to those people.
Yeah,
that's a great.
There's tons of studies to show that it boosts brain performance and anxiety. It lowers anxiety, and then also helps with athletic performance.
Yeah, all sorts of research is pointing to exactly that, especially the hormones. And like you were saying, I mean, Richard, when people sleep better, you actually are going to crave better foods. Like you're not going to crave bad foods. You're going to make better decisions. You're going to be a little bit more spunky and happier about making some of those tougher decisions. Whereas when you don't get good sleep, you don't feel like making any of those decisions. You're lethargic. It kind of seems to spiral downhill. So I can see how health is related greatly to sleep, and there's a lot of other factors that play into that people don't really think about.
Yeah, like if you don't sleep well, you don't want to go to the gym. Imagine the thought of going to do a hard workout when you didn't sleep well. You're like, I'm not going to do it today. I'll do it tomorrow. I feel like, ugh. So in terms of
Yeah.
physical performance, physical fitness, it can prevent you from doing a workout. Or if you've got to perform that day in an athletic event or wherever, you're not going to do as well because you just don't feel as good.
Yeah, I mean, your body literally can't recover. It can't clear out the harmful side effects of the reactions in your brain. So, like your cerebrospinal fluid will not actually drain out some of the necessary things to function properly. Your muscles won't recover. So, there's a lot of things that can definitely be dramatically affected by sleep.
Yeah, I mean, spacing in your spine, there's just so many things that are related to that. And, like you said, if you're not getting quality sleep or enough sleep, all of those things that we mentioned are going to be affected.
Yep.
So, kind of piggybacking on what you've done with the pillow, are there any things, because we have a lot of entrepreneurs that also listen to the show, are there any words of advice that you could give them?
Yeah. Well, I give them sleep advice. So, again, a lot of people say, "Oh, I'll sleep when I'm dead," or "I'm young and strong. I'll be fine. I'll catch up on the weekends." Like plenty of studies shown that's not going to work, and you're not going to get optimal performance. So, if you're an entrepreneur, you have to do business deals. You got to grow your business. You got to work long hours. You got to think, and grow that thing. And you're just not going to do it if you're feeling like crap all the time. So you've got to sleep. You may think like, oh, I could save a lot more time if I just sleep 5 hours a night versus 8, but you're going to lose far more than if you just sleep what's needed. And then if you're growing a business and you're an entrepreneur, or again, you're an athlete, or you just want to improve your health, like you have to invest in your sleep. So it's not just pillow. Like you need a good mattress. I have blackout curtains so the light doesn't come in because I keep very late hours. I don't want the sunlight coming in and waking me up early. I'll take melatonin sometimes. I have multiple pillows I use, not just the head pillow, and again, I have it all customized now. Sleeping masks, things like that. Like sometimes it takes a lot and you may think like, this is ridiculous or, I should just be able to sleep, but you just got to do it. I mean, you've got to like do whatever it takes to help you to sleep better. Like when I travel, just like one of you guys, I think it was Chuck that said it, I take my custom pillow with me because if I go to an Airbnb or a hotel or a friend's house, chances are they're not going to have a good bed and I'm going to sleep like crap. And then if I have a meeting the next day, it's going to be horrible, or I may not fall asleep for 3 hours and I'm just going to feel like, oh, so you got to, it's not always easy to fix your sleep and it's not always just one thing that will fix it, but it's definitely worth your time. I mean, there's a reason why all creatures spend about a third of their hours sleeping and why people have to spend a third of their life sleeping. Nature wouldn't have done that for no reason. So if you try to shortcut that, I mean, you're really hurting yourself in so many ways.
Well, the research shows too that the reason why humans developed a bigger brain is because we started sleeping. So it definitely is a huge thing to consider. We wouldn't have evolved to where we are now if we wouldn't have started sleeping longer. And there are many other species that do not sleep as long, especially in the primate family, that have not developed such cognitive ability.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I mean, I think what you were talking about, Richard, with the other devices too, and just I think people think that going to sleep is as simple as just laying your head on the pillow, and kind of just closing your eyes. But there are so many sleep aids now that are not chemically induced, that people can do to really improve their sleep. Like you mentioned with the melatonin and even like the pillow or the blackout curtains. Like blackout curtains are another thing that's just huge to me. I usually will actually bring like clothespins with me to a hotel or something to close the blinds, because or I'll bring like post-it notes to cover up the clock, um, the light from the clock.
Yep.
So there's little things that you can do to optimize your sleep. Are there any that you didn't mention that you would recommend people to do to get a better night's sleep other than your pillow?
Yeah. Again, start with the easy stuff. Again, light is probably one of the number one things that can affect your sleep. So everyone tells you don't take smartphones into the bedroom, or at least get them away from you. You can put them on airplane mode, and the alarm still works. At least on the phones I've tried. If you go to a hotel, right, bring some duct tape or bring something, cover up all those LEDs and lights, because they're all over the place. The fire alarm, I mean, everything. Clothespin the curtains. You need darkness to sleep in, especially when you're traveling. You can't control that environment as much. You don't want noise. You don't want people bothering you, or things like that. Put the do not disturb sign on the door. This is all for hotel rooms and stuff. And make sure you have adequate time for sleep. And if you know that melatonin helps you fall asleep faster, for instance, or meditation or whatever it is, like, you need to do a little bit of planning for your sleep and really take some extra care to make sure that you can sleep well, because it's critical. It's just as important as anything else you can do. Because like I said, I don't need to tell anybody. Everyone here knows when you slept horribly, it ruins your whole day. So what are you gonna do? Give up 2 hours, or your whole day is shot, or your whole day is like in a fog? To me, it's like not even a trade-off. So that's one
Do you
trick.
do you ever use blue
Yep.
light blocking glasses at all?
On my phone and on the computers, there's like a program called f.lux that turns it, as sunset hits, to like a reddish orange hue. So I do
Right.
that. And then in the rooms, we just looked at getting some light bulbs that will block the blue light and everything. So I do what
That's
I
cool.
can. Oh, caffeine too. I mean, I've tested it. I still fall asleep when I have caffeine, but as I get older, I have to have less and less of it, because I wake up 3, 4, 5 times in the night, instead of once or twice. So
Yeah, actually,
anyway, I'm rambling, but what I would say with sleep, I'm rambling here, but you may not be able to fix your sleep totally, but look at what is negatively affecting your sleep. So is it taking you like 2 hours to fall asleep? Okay, if so, work on that. If you wake up 5 times a night, how can you get it to waking up twice a night or once a night? If you're only sleeping 6 hours, at least do 7. Whatever it is that's affecting your sleep. In the morning I wake up because the light's coming in my bedroom. Well, work on that piece of it that's hurting your sleep, and that'll get you there fastest. But it takes work. It takes thinking and effort to find out what's going on.
I'll say the best thing that I've done for sleep, you mentioned, and that was getting my smartphone out of the room. And the problem wasn't that I was looking at it like before I fell asleep, that I was getting light from it. The problem was that I would wake up and just like look at the phone and check it randomly throughout the night. Not for any particular reason, not like I was looking for a text or anything. It just was one of those things where I'd look at the actual time, or like see if there's any text on it or whatever. And it became such a problem that when I took it out of the room, I don't have anything. I don't even put my alarm, like, I can turn off the face of it so I can't see the time. I don't even look at that. So like, I literally, if I'm tossing, it's just to change my position and I'm back asleep.
Yeah, here's something interesting that I figured out. Like, if you wake up during the night, every second counts, literally. If you're awake for 7 seconds versus 3 seconds, you're much less likely to fall back asleep. Or if you have to go to the bathroom, do not turn the lights on. Try to have like minimal lighting or no lighting, and just know the path to the bathroom. Because you expose yourself to light, or you're awake, like literally every second you're awake, it's less likely you'll fall back asleep. And I've tested this. Like, let's say I was really thirsty and I had a glass of water by the bed, and it was a really bad night. Like, my nose was stuffed up and the room was dry. I literally, like, a couple of times put a water bottle in the bed right next to me, so I could just like kind of wake up, sip it, cap it, and put it right next to me. And it saved me like 2 seconds of waking up, but it made a huge difference. So sometimes little things like that are like super important.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Because I know we've done some things to improve that. Like you're saying, like I hate when I turn on lights. My wife turns on lights in the middle of the night because it wakes me up immediately.
My
So
wife.
one thing we've done is we've put there's a toilet light that you can install, and it's basically motion censored. And you can make it different colors and stuff. So I have it set to red, since that's the kind of lower spectrum of light. That way I can kind of like minimize the light that's being shined. And then another silly thing is that I would walk across the house to go, to the fridge and stuff. And like you said, every second counts, and I know that. So that's why I try to, have that cup of water by the bed, or, use the bathroom closest to me and stuff of that nature. Because I think those little things, I mean, you mentioned a slew of things that are great ideas that, people can do to really optimize their sleep.
Yeah, so
like I said, you gotta hack away at it bit by bit by bit to get to the place you want to be. It's not like a 2-second fix.
So Richard, I know that you have to go here soon. So again, could you repeat where people can find you and just more that you want to talk about with your product?
Yeah. Okay. So for the pillow, the website is goodnightsleepproject.com. That's the name of the company, and the name is exactly what I want. It's a project to help people have more good nights. So goodnightsleepproject.com. I am going to be coming out with a book on sleep, I think in the next probably 60 days or less. So that'll be on Amazon and Kindle, and that'll be announced on the website and everything. And it's just detailing all the problems I've had. And I've talked to over 120 sleep professionals myself, trying to figure out every trick in the book. So it's all my knowledge that I've distilled from those podcasts and just my own experiences. So those are resources for people.
Awesome.
Great. Yeah, Richard, it's been a pleasure having you on, and I'm looking forward to checking out your pillow and listening to it myself. It's been a pleasure, and best of luck to you on your endeavors, and especially the book coming up.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming on.
Man. No problem. Thank you.
All right, Richard, thank you very much.
You're listening to the Future Tech Podcast with Richard Jacobs. Future technologies such as artificial intelligence, stem cells, 3D printing, gene editing, Bitcoin, blockchain, the microbiome, quantum computing, virtual reality, and exploring space are much closer than you might think. In fact, many early versions of these technologies are in play right now, and the companies that are using these technologies are the focus of this podcast. My goal for you, the listener, is to learn from these podcasts. You may very well learn something that may change the course of your life for the better, steer you towards a new career, or give you insight into addressing a thorny medical problem. Remember, this podcast and its content is informational in nature only. No medical, tax, legal, financial, or psychological advice is being given. If you enjoyed the podcast, please listen, subscribe, like, and tell your friends about it. Thank you.